welcome back to another week in our life. Sierra and I decided that we would go ahead and vlog this week, which is essentially going to be our first week where we have no real thing going on. We are going to be doing a little bit of studying this week leading up to Christmas, just because we have nothing else to do, so we might as well try to work on some things. But first, this morning, Sierra and I have appointments at the DOT. I will say, I think the pandemic, one good thing that came out of it, hopefully, is these appointment times rather than just going and waiting. We have to get our address updated since we moved, and then also we have never updated our license after we turned 21, which it's been over 2 years, but our licenses are still vertical and we need them to be horizontal. So we are gonna get ready to head out, and then hopefully that doesn't take too long. And then I had cinnamon rolls that I got with groceries, and so I might come back and make those for breakfast.
Just finished up. That was surprisingly easy
painless.
and so fast.
I literally sat down and then it was like 41, which is like the ticket number I had. I was like, oh, like I know they're scheduled appointments, but like still.
And then also just like when we sat down, like it was done in like 5 minutes. So
yeah,
crazy.
Okay, so I've been in a little bit of a reading slump, and so I haven't been doing as much reading as I have done in the past. But yesterday I got myself to finish this book finally, which is In 5 Years. So now I can continue with reading those 4 books that Sierra and I did that video where we were blindly picking our TBR. So my next book that I'm going to be reading is The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. I am hopeful that it'll draw me in a little bit more than it did the first time I tried reading it, but I give this book a 3.5 stars just because I felt conflicted between the characters and what was going on in the plot, and I just don't know. I think that also anytime that I take a little bit longer to read a book, I inherently want to rate it a little bit less because I'm like, well, I wasn't excited to read it, obviously. However, I was only at like page 60 yesterday, and then I read the rest of the book, which is like 250 pages, so I read almost 200 pages last night. But anyways, put this back on the shelf finally, and I will try to, I think that I need to like really have the intent to like read this next book kind of quickly if I want to have any hope of it being a good book, so I'll plan on doing that. Speed method, 1 to 1.5 hours. So I might wait to do this a different day. So our mom got us an early Christmas present, and so slash graduation present. And so we have an air fryer now. So we used it for the first time yesterday. It has 2 different compartments, so you can have different settings if you'd like. We used it to reheat our cornflake chicken yesterday, which usually does not reheat well, but I thought this did a nice job. So we'll kind of continue exploring what all to use this for. So breakfast today instead is just going to be an egg and 2 slices of bacon. Alright, my breakfast is made. I'm going to bring it into the office and get situated. Sierra and I kind of need to discuss like our plan of attack for how we want to study today. So to get us started, basically it's 9:30 right now. We're going to try studying until noon to get 2.5 hours done. And our study book that we have is broken into a bunch of different sections. And it's also kind of like different topics of the actual NPTE. We're going to start by focusing on neuromuscular for this first 2.5 hours, and then we're going to do musculoskeletal in the afternoon, just to keep it so that we don't have to jump around too much. Now that it is noon, we have finished the first 2.5 hours of studying. In order to set ourselves up for success this week, and not have food ready, we are meal prepping, which Sierra had this recipe she made quite often. Yeah. So it's what, burrito bowls, taco bowls, chicken fiesta bowl. Okay, so I've never made it before, but It makes kind of a lot, and so hopefully this week
You'll like it.
it will just make it so it's easy to have lunch ready to go, but we haven't made it yet, so we're gonna do that now. Here's a quick overview of ingredients you need if you want to make this. If we remember, or if someone asks, we can also try to link the recipe down below. And of course, the produce. So we got an onion, a red bell pepper, and then chicken. Okay, so the chicken is cooked. All we did was put salt and pepper on it before it was cooked, and then now that that's done, you take it out, you put the red bell pepper in as well as half of the onion, and then just for everything else we kind of have prepped. Black beans you want to take out and rinse. The tomatoes, you can just leave all the juice and stuff in the can, and then the corn, you can drain that. Should I do anything with this one? Let me just open it.
Here's the final meal. Gonna relax while I eat this for a little bit, and then probably as soon as I finish eating, get back to studying so that we can be done between 3:30 and 4. Studying, so it's just about 4 o'clock right now, which means we studied for 5 hours today, and I'm honestly very proud of that because I didn't want to do that today. So we obviously recorded like some time-lapse-y kind of stuff for you guys, but we figured we could at least talk about what we're doing initially to start/continue studying. So we have our handy-dandy Score Builders textbooks here, which have been very helpful for just creating a framework of like if you just want to look at something while you're studying. Like there have been times where I just am reading through it and kind of like skimming. It gives a nice overview of like everything that you've ever learned in PTE school, so that it also helps you kind of narrow in on things that you might need a little bit of a refresher on. And then when that happens, I've been jumping onto YouTube or like into old notes and just kind of refreshing myself that way. Yeah. I started off today by kind of like reviewing the basics of like neuro and neuroanatomy, while recognizing that like the NPTE is not like literally like the hardest neuroanatomy questions we've ever had. Like I need to know the basics, and obviously like the more I know, the better I can understand questions they're asking. But like the different tracks, I kind of was like, I don't necessarily remember the purpose of all of them, so I kind of was like rewriting some of that down, because reading is one thing, but like writing down can sometimes help with remembering things a little bit better. So that's where I started. I also just kind of went back and looked at like the blood supply to the brain and like generally impairments you might see if a certain blood supply was like occluded. So I wrote some of that stuff down on my iPad because I was like, you know what, I really haven't been using my iPad a whole lot with my studying, which is how I literally survived in grad school. So I was like, maybe I should like bring it back out. Instead of me writing this stuff down on these little note cards, how about I do this? Use my expensive gadget.
I also, there's been a lot of stuff that I kind of like hadn't been looking at the most because I was avoiding it because I didn't want to learn it.
Glasgow coma scale. Finally think I got that kind of figured out. Just like there's just small stuff where it's like you just have to like sit down and learn it for once.
Yeah. Or I've been looking at Quizlets, which thankfully, since this is like a pretty standardized book, I've been finding Quizlets that basically have the things in here that like maybe it's organized on a table on here, and instead of just like looking at it and reading over it and trying to see if I know what it's saying, I'll go to like the Quizlet version and like quiz myself on that.
So that concludes our studying for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the recap.
Okay, it is time for dinner. I feel like Sierra and I did a disservice to ourselves. We got groceries Sunday, but we didn't like do a whole lot of planning for dinner ideas. So we have that, but I feel like I don't want it tonight. It reminds me of our lunch too much, even though I know it's gonna have to be something we still have later this week. Anyways, we have, these have been in our freezer. We have soft pretzels and they almost just fell into the sink, but they did not. And then we've got some mozzarella sticks. I'm gonna try doing these in the air fryer because I feel like this is prime air fryer food. I kind of just used the temperature and times that it had on here for the normal oven, so if that's wrong, someone needs to let me know, but I think it looks okay.
Good morning. It is just past 7 o'clock and Megan and I thought that we would get up a little bit earlier today so that we could get our day going a little bit sooner. It did snow a little bit last night, so Megan and I are going to brave the cold and shovel our driveway. It feels like -7 outside right now, so I'm trying to bundle up as best I can. I got leggings on and then these sweatpants, and I've got 2 pairs of socks on, 2 layers of shirts. I'm still probably gonna be freezing though. We do have 2 shovels, so at least we can each take a half of the driveway and hopefully that'll cut our time down, but I am not looking forward to it because I don't like being cold. Okay, Megan and I finished studying at Starbucks. We left a little shortly afternoon, focused on some more neuromuscular stuff. I dropped Megan off at Heavy to get some groceries. Looks like we might be snowed in, potentially, depending on how much it actually snows, between tomorrow and Thursday. It's supposed to get like 6 to 9 inches, so we might end up staying home just a little bit more since we don't have anywhere that we actually have to physically be. So I had to stock up on a few groceries just to make sure we can get through those 2 days if we don't leave.
Here and I are back from grocery shopping. It's 12:40. So I think that for the rest of the day, I know we wanted to work on editing the TC2 video that has been in the works for a while now. We're trying to get ourselves to finish that. And then we were maybe toying with podcasting today, so that could be another thing that we do. Otherwise, nothing else that I'm like need to get done. So
I'm gonna make some lunch first.
Yeah, which is coming in handy that it's already prepped and ready to go. So we are doing our leftover Fiestables, and I'm gonna charge this a little bit while we're eating.
Megan just pulled up to the couch where I've been sitting, chilling for a little bit. I actually ordered a kit to make a new top retainer for me just because Megan did this a year or 2 ago. I think it was in a vlog actually, but I just have had the same retainer for like, 7 years and it's kind of gross. So I figured I just got a top one, and then we'll see after a while if I want to get a bottom one I can, but the top one is more so important because I do have a permanent retainer in and I'll wear like the bottom one sometimes. So if I want to get that at some point I can, but it is kind of expensive, so we'll start with just the one first. We're going to dig into this TC2 video, hopefully like cover some good ground. I just want to get it done. It's been stressing me out. Not stressing me out, but like we recorded this back in October. It's December. And it can go up when it's done. Like we're ready to have it up. We also like include it in the video like as a life update thing.
I need to like put graduation pictures in
that we are in PT school, and so it's like we gotta like get this up or else, like everything's gonna be outdated. So hopefully we can make some good ground, finish it today or tomorrow. Should we like wait until Tuesday to post it? Like a TC Tuesday, or do you not care?
I don't really think it matters.
I don't know if it matters either. At this point, I don't know how many views it's gonna get. We'll see. We're just vibing. I'm trying not to show the full video because, we want to keep it a surprise for TC2, but making some progress. Give a little scroll on the timeline here, Megan. I can't believe that I'm actually able to update you guys on such good news, but the TC2 video has been fully edited, uploaded, so that by the time you guys are watching this week in our life, you can go watch the TC2 video if you want. So we are excited. Hopefully it's received well. I don't have high expectations, so just whatever happens, happens. But Megan and I are actually going to get ready to head to our grandma's house. We're going to do like one of those holiday light seeing drive-through things nearby. So I think it's going to be me and Megan, our grandma, Haley, my mom. I don't know if Ashton is coming, but that's the plan. And then I think my grandma might also have some food, so we're gonna have dinner there as well.
I are actually both kind of in the reading mood, so I think we're both going to end up doing that, although before I let myself read, I wanted to make, when we recorded our TC2 video, we also got some vertical videos to kind of make a short form version to post on Reels and TikTok. So I want to put that together quick because I don't think it'll take that long, and then it'll be done because we're going to post the video tomorrow, so that needs to obviously be ready to go as well. And then I might read one book because I have it next on my TBR from our blindly picking books video, and then I also might start a book on my iPad, just more for like the better vibes, just because I've been wanting to read another book for a while, so we'll see how reading 2 books goes. Morning everyone, happy Wednesday. Woke up a little bit later today. It's just about 9 o'clock. I am actually going to try my hand at making a breakfast sandwich that is hopefully reminiscent of the Starbucks bacon, egg, and Gouda sandwiches. Except I usually get it without Gouda, so it won't have any cheese on it, but gonna try that out, and then I'll probably also like shower this morning here. But figured I'd show you what's going on. So Megan and I got this Instant Pot egg bite thing, which honestly I feel like it's gonna be a weird shape for the breakfast sandwich, so I might have to like crunch it down or something. But adding 4 eggs and then a little bit of milk and then probably some salt and pepper to the bowl here, and then I'll mix that up. Bread is done baking. Megan just heated up the bacon. We ran into an issue though. The eggs are still liquid, which I'm not sure why, because I followed the instructions. So all is well. We just put the eggs in the microwave and now they're just scrambled eggs, but time to assemble our breakfast sandwiches, and hopefully it's even just reminiscent of Starbucks. Okay, I'm kind of like, even if it doesn't taste like Starbucks, can it just be good? At the very least. I don't know. I still feel like their bread's like a little bit different. Yeah, where does Starbucks get their bread? We've looked it up and it's ciabatta. This is ciabatta. Like, this is just like a little bit more sourdoughey than theirs. Yeah. Which is fine. It still tastes pretty good. Megan is going through the Am I the A-hole subreddit and cross-referencing mine, so we don't have the same ones, but I think I found some good ones. So if you guys do not listen to the podcast or have not yet, you definitely should. Alright, podcast stuff is all ready. We will talk to you guys when we're done. Finished recording the podcast, and also while we were in the middle of recording, but then like between takes, our dad called, so I called him back, and he was like, oh, you guys should come over to my work. We have, like, we catered a lot of food in from Jimmy John's, so you should come get some food. And then Megan and I are like, oh, like, we have a lot of food here, like, we're fine. And he's like, no, come in. So apparently we're gonna go to his office in a little bit. Megan's gonna edit the podcast first, and then it's about noon, so probably head over there for lunch because he was so adamant that we go to his work. So in the meantime, I'm watching a new episode of Jet Lag, Race to Visit the Most U.S. States in 100 Hours. We are at our dad's office, and this is our lunch. They have Jimmy John's. This was for like a Christmas thing, right? Yep. Employee Christmas thing.
A lot of people are out today.
So he was like, please come help eat the food. I don't have a whole lot left that I was like, oh, I need to get X, Y, Z done today. But I did kind of tell myself to try and like look at job postings today just to see what's out there and if there were any jobs that I had seen posted a while ago, see if any of them are still up, just to like keep tabs on things. I don't necessarily think this is going to be something I'm doing for forever. Part of me too is it's so close to the end of the year. Our sister, she works in HR, and she kind of said that it's not uncommon for jobs to kind of like reevaluate their budgets or any new positions once the new year starts. And so she's like, it wouldn't be surprising if like more things get posted in the new year. So part of me is also like, oh well, maybe I should just wait until then. But I figured I should at least kind of like keep up to date with things that are posted. So that is what I'm doing. It's a little bit later. Megan and I are getting ready to make some dinner. It's actually only 5 o'clock, but it just feels a lot later because it's so dark.
We're gonna try making some pizza bites in our air fryer, which is something we have not made before, so hopefully it tastes good. I mean, it's pizza bites. The ingredients should be good. Like, it should taste good.
We also kind of just, Sierra had like a notion that she made for potential like TC2 video ideas a little while ago. So we already had like a couple things just thrown on there of like, maybe something to look at later. Our first priority obviously was finishing the other video we just posted. But just for fun, since I have the time, I was kind of looking at like what would be like the next video that's like most intriguing to me. So we picked one and we're kind of just like throwing stuff down and seeing what sticks.
And like, this is how I know we're on the right track, because like this is like interesting and like fun to me.
It's been a fun twist to kind of have like the gymnastics stuff that I'm interested in, but then applying and like telling you guys or our audience just about like the more like scientific or like it's stuff that like you already probably know. It's general, like, oh, that makes sense, but then kind of being a little bit more specific with that stuff, or going into different research that's been done to like find stuff to like back up what everyone already like thinks about things.
Yeah, so it's been a nice little change of pace for us. But anyways, we're going to get started with baking, frying, I don't know. Hopefully it'll turn out good. Here are all the ingredients. Megan's getting the biscuits opened up. We'll make these, kind of like do a run through. Let us know if you guys want us to link this recipe down below. We will try our best. Was it supposed to be like half like that or half like this?
It's probably supposed to be the other way, but
Can you do that? Like, I just did that so easily. Do you see that? Oh, whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay. Well,
hold up.
do you guys know you could do this?
Can I piece these back together?
All right, all the little pizza bombs have been created. Pretty easy. We just separated out the biscuits and then put little slices of pepperoni in it and then some cheese, and then folded them up as best we could into these little pizza bombs, which Megan said reminded her of that one Disney short film of, I think it was called Bow. I should have watched that because I could learn a thing or two probably about how to close those a little bit better. Megan is melting some butter and then adding in some Italian seasoning and garlic powder, and then we're going to kind of brush that or drizzle that on top of the pizza bombs once they're in the air fryer. Supposedly they're done. Should we see? They look golden brown. They actually might be. It's probably hot.
We could maybe do a little longer. Like so the edges.
I think the smaller ones are probably okay, but some of them are a little bit bigger. A little bit longer. Alright, 4 minutes later, definitely look more thoroughly cooked. And we are watching The Recruit. Just started watching it, and we'll see after one episode if we're gonna keep watching it, but I'm excited. Work is in. We like it. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I just woke up, made some breakfast. Just some eggs, bacon, and orange juice. So it did end up snowing quite a bit yesterday, so I imagine Megan and I will be staying home for pretty much the entire day today. It's just fine because I definitely have some stuff that I need to get done. So I want to for sure get some studying in today. I didn't do any yesterday, so hopefully try and do a couple hours this morning and then maybe a couple hours in the afternoon. Since it snowed, Megan and I should probably shovel the driveway at some point. It is so cold though. And it's so windy too. So it's -9 degrees outside, Fahrenheit. Does it say the wind right now? Feels like -34. So, you know, we should go and shovel the driveway, but like, I don't know. It's not gonna get much warmer and the wind's not gonna change much, so we'll probably just have to do that at some point. Whether it's today or a different day, I don't know. Okay, so these were the cinnamon rolls I got. I didn't realize that they required so much like forethought in terms of like rising time and whatnot. And I didn't feel like doing that. So I basically just put it in the air fryer and we're gonna see if it is edible. I mean, it looks cooked to me. It's probably not as big as it would be otherwise. So I just finished studying for roughly 3 hours, so I'm going to take a break, eat some lunch, and then I'll probably get back to it at some point, aiming for between 5 and 6 hours total today, I think. So Megan is still studying hard at work. We, I think, kind of switched to some cardiopulmonary stuff. Yeah. More so. So, time for lunch. Haven't had a whole lot we had to do today, so when I finished up studying, I just came up here and I've been reading a little bit more of my iPad book because I'm going to try and keep reading this book, but it seriously is like hard. It's almost as if it was written in another language, like with how these characters speak and how the book is written. But I'm convinced seriously I should at least try to get 200 pages in of this book before I can decide if I DNF it or not. So. It is just past 10 o'clock. Sierra and I are just watching some Thursday Night Football. We are also mostly on TikTok, but I think I'm going to be getting ready to go to bed soon. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. Slept in a little bit this morning again. I don't think we're planning on going anywhere. It's probably still going to be like a stay-at-home kind of day because I still don't think travel is really recommended necessarily. So, first things first this morning, probably going to find something for breakfast, and I'm kind of in a cleaning mood. My bathroom definitely needs to get cleaned up. Maybe like I can clean my room up a little bit and vacuum, so that is what I'm going to start my morning with. Alright, I actually decided that I'm in the mood for some pancakes, and we happen to have everything that I need to make some, so that is where we're starting our morning. Actually basically ended up cleaning like the entire first floor and tidying things up, which is good, but not really what I intended to do. So now I'm going to go upstairs and clean my bathroom. Alright, so I'll clean things up. Now I need to get some sprays and stuff to wipe things down. What I really need to do at some point is like get some sort of organization system down for my closet in my bathroom. Like I just moved in. Things were in boxes and I kind of just kept them all as they were. And then down here I have like basically nothing, which is just kind of poor planning on my part. So I need to like actually spend some time doing that at some point. All right, bathroom is all clean and tidied up. Alright, Megan and I have done a ton of stuff inside, so now it's time to shovel the driveway. Today's lunch again. Megan and I actually sat down on the couch for a little bit, did some content planning for the start of next year, trying to kind of get back on top of it. We sort of fell off with doing that the last couple months of the year. So, just trying to stay on top of planning, especially as we get more and more busy with boards coming up and then job hunting, figuring out all that stuff, trying to use the time that we have now to our advantage. All right, I'm making some popcorn now. It is just like feels like it's a snow day. We're just stuck at home. It's too cold to go anywhere. Sierra, I was upstairs doing my hair and I like opened my door and I could smell popcorn. And so Sierra had made popcorn, so now I am making popcorn. There's a bowl game on, so I have that on the TV. I really haven't been doing a whole lot, so I thought I'd share this update of nothing. It's a little burns. Alright, tonight's dinner is just reheated what we had yesterday, but we are going to end the vlog here since it's about 8 o'clock and I have to edit this so it can go up this weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this week in our life of just random, not doing anything.
Snowed in.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Snowed in, studying a little bit, did some cleaning today. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys subscribe and you can listen to our podcast where podcasts are available. I think that's all I have to shout out.
See you guys in the next video.
Bye.